Welcome back to another episode of Dex's Diner Deep Dive. Today we look at Mandalorian Chapter 13, and here we go. Ahsoka's back. All right, so spoilers ahead if you haven't seen the episode, but we're going to dive right into it and look at all the Easter eggs that came into it. All right, so first off, I think the biggest thing, or maybe not the biggest thing, one of the biggest things, the child has a name, Grogu. I don't know how people feel about it. I love it because honestly, let's face it, people are going to feel weird about the name anyway. They did a great job though, because when Ahsoka, made Mando say Grogu, it kind of puts the audience in the same feeling as Mando, of that uncomfort of like, oh, I don't really want to use that name, but then he's forced to. So that's just something we're going to have to accept and take it. So Grogu from now on. Sounds good to me. Grogu was trained on Coruscant. We already knew that he was over 50 years old. So he's trained on Coruscant. Someone that we don't know took him out of the temple, and then he had, his memories become dark at that point. So yeah, and then that's his storyline as far as we know. And Ahsoka, of course, after having this connection with him, realizes that she can't train him. He has a huge attachment to Mando, and she says it's too dangerous for her to try because that leaves him vulnerable to his fears, which of course we know fear is past the dark side essentially. So, and then of course this is Mando's only task, so he says like, "Oh, I'll help you with this whole village problem, and then you'll help me by training Grogu." So she says, "Okay." So then they do their whole mission thing where, they go over and free all the people from the village and the tyranny and all that stuff. And then second Easter egg, Ahsoka's fighting that woman, which I'll have to go back and remind me of her name because I forgot. But her master is Grand Admiral Thrawn. So for anyone that doesn't know, Star Wars Rebels that came before, if you're confused about the timeline, go ahead and check out my other video, which is Ahsoka's timeline fully explained. But spoiler alert, at the end of Star Wars Rebels, Ezra Bridger, the Jedi in that show, he has Grand Admiral Thrawn he's an Imperial Admiral, in a Imperial starship, and they blast off into hyperspace, unknown as to where they go or how far gone they are. All right, and that is it for Star Wars Rebels. And we haven't seen anything of Ezra Bridger, haven't seen anything of Grand Admiral Thrawn. But now we have official confirmation that Ahsoka is indeed looking for Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, at the end of Star Wars Rebels, Ahsoka was working with Sabine Wren to do that. Who knows what happened to Sabine along the way? So I'm sure that's something we will find out about. Maybe that'll be in the new Rebels sequel show that's coming out. Or maybe it'll be later in Mandalorian, or in a new spin-off show, maybe the rumored Boba Fett show, or something else. We don't know yet. But the biggest thing is, looks like Ahsoka's picking up right where we expected her to, which is the look for Grand Admiral Thrawn. So that was huge there. And then finally, the last Easter egg, I guess, that we'll talk about is how the episode ends, which is basically they finish the deal, but Ahsoka says she still can't train Grogu, and they have to go to another planet. And the only hope they have is to place Grogu on a seeing stone in the remnants of an old Jedi temple, and hopefully that will send out like a message in the Force, and maybe a Jedi will hear it. So there are multiple things we can think with this. Of course, the first one, which is the most obscure, which I doubt they're going with, but Luke is alive. He is training a new Jedi Order right now. That is going on right now, with Ben Solo. So that's a Jedi that's around. Two, there is Ezra Bridger. So of likely circumstances, this is the one that she means, because she specifically is looking for Grand Admiral Thrawn. Who knows if that doesn't confirm if she did or didn't find Ezra already. So she could have already found him, in which case that could be a likely option. Either way, overall review of this episode, I honestly didn't really like it that much. It was Dave Filoni directing. The last episode um, that he did of note was Chapter 5 of The Mandalorian, where Mando goes to Tatooine, and I just thought the pacing was really weird in this episode. I thought that Dave Filoni, yeah, we all love Ahsoka, but I think he wanted too much of that epicness, and he prolonged so many moments with Ahsoka. Every battle sequence he wanted some prolonged epic showdown, and it just got super awkward and long. And I just thought that we didn't need all of that. Um, Rosario Dawson, I thought she did a good job, but she also wasn't really given that many opportunities to do so. A lot of her character was left in the dark to be that mysterious type, and really didn't get to showcase too much. Um, yeah, so either way, I'm very excited for where the show's going next because we've seen everything in the trailers. We had the moment where Grogu was shown to Ahsoka, which we knew was going to happen, and we had that moment about the Force with Mando. But from here on out, we have no idea what the show is doing, which honestly excites me because it gives some mystery back to Star Wars. So I'm super excited to see where it goes. But let me know what you think. If I missed something, or if you think I was totally wrong in my assessment of everything, please let me know. Comment below. I want to know that stuff. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. All right. Thanks so much. See you next time.